Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Dilly and I'm going to show you a few of the things that we've been getting up to during the lockdown in my teeny tiny little garden. Most YouTubers have pristine, lovely gardens. I don't. I have a very tiny garden that is usually used for the dogs to just go out and do a pee in, and we obviously walk them elsewhere because I'm very lucky that I live near a forest and fields and the seaside and various other things. But now we're turning it over to vegetables, so I shall show you a few things that we've been doing and show you how teeny tiny and how messy it is. So 4 days ago I planted some Savoy cabbage seeds, and see, they're coming up already. That's my lemon tree, which is a couple of years old and looks very dead. 2 lots of tomato, so there'll be sort of early and later tomatoes, or one's more prolific than the other. My poor bay tree, which got ring barked by a puppy, see there, which is why it's dead at the top and still alive at the bottom. Along here, which is the only bit of garden I've got really, there's all the garlic plants along the back, and I've got early seeds, carrot seeds this way. No, I haven't, I'm a liar. I've got main carrot seeds along this bit from this point onwards. I'm doing it in the sunshine. In this point backwards to there, I've got main carrots, nants I think they're called, and then this way I've got earlier carrots. I've got my chives and various other things dotted around. These bits of wood were going to make an oak man. Maybe they still will one day. Onions in these. I've got to plant some more onions. My husband's bought this new contraption. He's filling up, and he's going to be putting lettuce seeds and rocket in there. He's busy at work at the moment. And then we had that bag of that soil delivered yesterday, because he'd sort of overestimated, but we will use it. We filled up these sacks so far, old dog food sacks and potato sacks. I'm going to be planting these in a minute in some of the sacks, which are earlies, and then I'm going to be planting some lates. Main crops, I beg your pardon. Oh, what's it in here? Oh, and more potatoes in there. Ones that I got earlier than the seed potatoes. Fridge pots. I got some potatoes that were rooting in the fridge, and I just popped them in this big pot that we had already before the other soil arrived. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Basically, I think what I will do, because I've got three of these old dog food bags and not many early potatoes, so I shall put the early potatoes in those. It's a bit difficult to do it with one hand, so I'm filming with the other. Roll those down, pop the seed potatoes in, and they should have been chitting, and they haven't been doing very well. There's a bit of a green bit. Apparently I can put 3 in there, and then as they grow up, you roll back up the side of the bag and fill it more with soil. So I shall plant those 3 food bags with the earlies, and then I shall get on and plant the other green bags with the main crop. There you go, a couple of hours later. Sorry, I realised that the first couple of bits of film I did, I had the camera up the wrong way, so sorry about that. Just going to have a swig of water, seeing as we've been out there for a few hours working in the sunshine, and I'll show you what we've been up to. Oh, that's good. Okay, let's go out and I'll show you. So as well as our cabbages and tiny Tim tomatoes on the left and moneymaker tomatoes on the right, which are already planted, we've now planted some spring onions, or green onions I think the Americans call them, because they just use the green bits, and then you can plant the end of the rooty bit, the white bit, in some water. Just put it in water and the green bits grow back up again and you can carry on using them. So I actually got some of those in the kitchen as well. But we use, generally, the whole part of the onion. So I've put some more in, seeds in here. Okay, obviously we've watered everything now that we've finished. So that's my carrots, my... what have I got on here? Oh, that's lates. That's lates that way. And that's nance that way. Chives. Right, we've got quite a lot of onions. So we've got onions, 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 and onions. We haven't, the lettuce seeds haven't arrived and the rocket seeds haven't arrived yet for that, but we've got it all up and ready. Potatoes, I think I told you about before. I actually found 4 dog food bags, and the other dog food bags that I've got hanging around I'm using as for composting. So in the 4 bags here we've got earlies, and in the other bags that go all the way around the edge we've got lates. We've still got all that soil left. Oh, and also we had the soil was delivered on a pallet, so we turned the pallet up on its side. We've got pots on there ready for filling for other things that we might want to grow. So we're using all available space, vertical, horizontal. Oh yeah, forgot about that. I've got a hanging thing up there just in case, ready for some tomato plants to come, and sort of a wire basket thing there, which will be lined and have tomatoes in as well. So we have it's not a small holding, we have a micro holding. Oh, and my washing line, which takes up quite a lot of space, but I would not be without. I've already got 1 load of whitewashing dry this morning. Nothing like the sunshine to get germs out and bleach stains out and all sorts. I do have a tumble dryer, but I try not to use it, and I will use the sunshine as much as I can. I had a thought, because the coronavirus doesn't seem to be around the equator as much, I wondered if it was anything to do with the sunlight, UV rays or whatever, keeping it at bay. And I think they're starting to do some experimenting now on UV light, trying to kill the virus off. Maybe I was ahead of my time. Anyway, because of that, I try and put everything out in the sunshine anyway as much as I can. I try and use all natural methods for everything. Whenever my husband goes out to the shop, as well as obviously he comes straight in and washes his hands, and then he I disinfect the door handles and the letterbox and anything that he may have touched when he came in, and then that's when I get him to strip off, and he has his shower. I know it's a bit OTT, but he has his shower, and then I put his washing and usually my washing in the wash, obviously, to get rid of any contamination that he may have picked up on there, and then it goes out on the line in the sunshine. So hopefully by cleaning everything that he touches or is wearing or anything when he's out, you can tell I used to work in a hospital, I used to work for the NHS. I'm being extra cautious about anything that comes into the house. So going back to the garden, we're hoping for an allotment. Hopefully when that comes up, all these things that I've got in the garden now can be transported across, and all that soil will get used up. We've got the allotments are literally, and I use the word literally in its proper sense, literally across the road from our house. So we can transport all these things over there when this madness is over, and then the dogs can come back. When they come back, when the business starts up again and the dogs come back, the garden can go back to being used for its normal use, because I wouldn't really like the idea of the dogs coming here now and peeing all up my pots. Anyway, that's the plan, but nobody knows what's going to happen in the future, so we're just enjoying ourselves while we have our lockdown. Anyway, I hope that's shown you that you don't need a big garden, you don't need a fancy garden, you don't need a posh, neat garden. You can grow all your own stuff and you can have good fun doing it. Okay, see you next time. Take care.